What's going on, guys? It's your boy the Markham Knight here. Today's video is going to be all about Zack Snyder's Justice League, and this is my part 2 of the Justice League 2 movie, and it's actually two separate movies, so I did the first movie in the first part, and this is the second movie. For those of you who are unaware, Zack Snyder released Justice League 2's storyboards, so we get to know what's going on in Justice League 2 had he been able to finish that. So if you haven't seen part 1, I would suggest going and watch that first. Otherwise, let's get right into part 2. So, the first thing we're introduced to is that Green Lantern comes to a post-Darkseid Earth. We open by introducing Green Lantern to the Justice League film universe. He's inside his ship crashing to Earth, desperately trying to make contact with someone, anyone. But there's no response, only static. The ship crashes hard. Disoriented, Lantern hears someone outside. Opening the door, a silhouette figure peers in. It's Batman. Opening on the 5 years later, Earth is seen at the end of Justice League 2. Parademons conveyor onto the ship. Batman defending Lantern. Then, an unexpected ally assists Batman. Deadshot. So that would be Will Smith's character from Suicide Squad. Firing at the parademons. In this post-Darkseid world, Deadshot has teamed up with the Dark Knight. They're joined by the Flash. Batman barks at the Flash to stay out of the fight. Barry's too important to the mission to risk getting hurt. Flash saves Batman, getting cocky. But he's soon overwhelmed by the parademons. Flash is almost killed, but Lantern saves him. The iconic friendship between the two beginning. So for those of you who don't know, Flash and the iconic friendship, this has to be Hal Jordan because Hal Jordan and Barry Allen have a very iconic friendship in the comic books. So, Lantern looks across the Earth, analyzing it with his ring. He explains to them who he is and who the Green Lantern Corps are, or were. How he came to here looking for his partner from Earth, who's missing and presumed dead. Guessing that might be John Stewart. Like most of the Lanterns, Darkseid's army is paving their way across the universe. In the sky, the Big Dipper constellation is missing 2 stars. Batman says that all the stars will go out because of what's happening on Earth. The sun's setting. Batman says they need to move. The Justice League regroup. Batman, Deadshot, Flash, and Lantern return to the Justice League's hidden base camp under Wayne Manor. Mira joins them, walking to the camp, across the desert, with Arthur's trident slung across her shoulders, carrying 2 buckets of water. Mira remarks that she's had to venture further outside of camp to locate drinkable water. Bruce explains his operation to Lantern. They're planning a move that will end Darkseid's reign on Earth. Lantern doesn't think they have a shot. He wants to repair his ship and just try to find any surviving members of the Corps. Lantern wonders what the Justice League could do to stop Darkseid. The Last Supper of the Justice League. Reveal post-Darkseid cyborg, now half a man, able to plug into machinery, hanging in the Batcave, working on massive technology, a cosmic treadmill. That will help the Flash jump back in time. To what end? Lantern says. Cyborg tells Lantern the specifics of how time travel works. It's very uncontrollable, and even if they can get the Flash to travel back, they can only try this once a year, so that the Earth will be in the very same spot and the Flash doesn't jump into solid bedrock. Flash shrugs, or space. In order to operate, they need to steal a mother box from Darkseid's army, and they know where one is. But once they power this machine up, they'll get his attention. Guessing that's Superman. Lantern asks who? Mira answers. A Darkseid-controlled Superman. Even Lantern has heard of the Kryptonian. Worried that he's under the control of Darkseid, he has heard that his spirit was unbreakable. Deadshot goes on. Across the world, beyond parademons, nearly the entire population has fallen to the anti-life equation, their minds being completely controlled by Darkseid. Deadshot says he remembers when his daughter was taken. It haunts him, worse than death. They need to move soon. The planet alignment is tomorrow night, where Earth will be in the same place it was when Bruce first saw the Flash in the Batcave. If they don't jump it then, they won't have another opportunity for an entire year. The plan is that Barry will warn Batman, so that they will be prepared. But the Flash will only have 10 to 15 seconds before he's taken apart. So what can you say in that amount of time to Bruce? They all agree it's simple. You have to stop Lex. If Lex is stopped by Darkseid, will never come here, and Lex will never slaughter the Justice League. Afterwards, Bruce pulls Barry aside. Bruce tells him that that won't work. He was trying to stop Lex already. Flash has to say something else. Bruce says that this is his fault. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Bruce admits, she was Superman's world. I believe I broke that connection. Bruce whispers in Barry's ear, and the Flash's eyes go wide. Flash can't help but say, "No way." Bruce responds, "Tell me that. It'll change everything." The mission. The mission starts at dawn. In a Fury Road-inspired Batmobile, that's cool, the Justice League, Batman, Green Lantern, Deadshot, and Mira break into the Stronghold, the cathedral swarming with the anti-life controlled people, Darkseid soldiers, the Superman soldiers. Human priests kneel at the Mother Box. Batman says as soon as they can get the Mother Box, Superman will be aware of them. Back at the Batcave, Cyborg and the Flash are preparing for Flash's jump. Cyborg makes it clear that the Flash won't have much time. He needs to deliver the messages before he crumbles into nothingness. But if Barry succeeds, it won't matter. None of this will have ever happened. Batman and the others steal the Mother Box, then make a dead run back to the cave as the Flash and Cyborg prepare for Barry's jump. Superman is in pursuit. Superman arrives and faces off against the Justice League. From a tower, Deadshot fires a kryptonite bullet at Superman's back, but Superman dodges it. Batman asks Deadshot over his comm, "What happened?" Deadshot tells Batman, "This better work. This better save my daughter." Superman flies through the tower, killing Deadshot. Mira tries to remove the water from Superman. He crushes her. Green Lantern fires his ring at Superman, but he sends his corrupted heat vision into the ring, until the ring explodes, taking Lantern's arm with it. Whoa. Cyborg does what he can against Superman as Flash prepares to jump. Just after Cyborg activates the machine, Superman tosses him to the parademons. They tear him apart. Then finally, Batman's facing off against Superman. Flash runs hard on the machine, seconds away from the jump. Batman's armed with the kryptonite spear, from Batman v Superman, but Superman impales Batman with it. As these two heroes struggle, Flash races as fast as he can, exploding through time, just before Superman reaches him. Flash races back in time. Flash is pulled through time. Then we're with Bruce and Lois, as they first argue in Justice League 2. That's the first movie. You're not the father," Lois says as she storms off from the Batcave when Flash arrives. Landing in the Justice League 2 moment, he tells Bruce what he didn't hear before, what Bruce whispered in the Flash's ear. "Lois lied to you. You are the father." After delivering the message, the Flash vanishes from existence. Lois comes down trying to reconnect with Bruce, who is reeling from the information. Again, Lois is insisting he listen to her. This time, he does. She tells him that Lex has a plan to take out the Justice League. Working together, they can discover his plans against the Justice League. Suddenly, Darkseid's boom tube opens, water pouring from the cave again. Darkseid looks at Lois, Bruce looking down from above, behind the glass again. But this time, Bruce goes into action. Smashing through the glass, throwing himself in front of Darkseid's Omega beams as he moves Lois out of the way. He's struck by them, crying out. But he survives. Superman arrives in time to see Batman injured. He flies into a rage, but instead of being broken, he's empowered, angry. Superman puts Darkseid on his heels, and Darkseid is forced to retreat. Lois tells Superman he has to warn the others. Lex has a plan. With information from Lois on Lex's Injustice League, Superman saves the League, stopping Dr. Maru from releasing the gas on Themyscira, Orm and Black Manta from killing Aquaman, and Captain Cold from taking out Cyborg. Meanwhile, Bruce reveals to Lois that although he's alive, he was hit. There's a darkness growing across his body. He's in pain. But they need to keep fighting. He tells Lois as he boards the Batplane, "I could have had a life outside the cave with you." Bruce leaves as across the world. Earth unites against Darkseid. Darkseid's full-scale invasion begins, and it's too much for the Justice League to handle on their own, but they won't have to. Led and inspired by Superman, the countries of the world come together. Armies, Air Force, navies. Wonder Woman and her mother lead the Amazons off Themyscira to join the war. In the oceans, Aquaman pleads to the Seven Kingdoms, declaring there is an eighth, the surface world. And they must be allies, not enemies. The Seven Kingdoms rise to join the Amazons and the surface. The entire world becomes a Justice League. In a Lord of the Rings-like finale, the history of the three armies that first battled Darkseid echoes itself today. The world of men, the Amazons, and the Atlanteans. As the battle continues, Green Lantern joins the fight alongside the alien Green Lantern Corps. It's the entire DC universe together for the very first time, on a scale unlike any that's ever been seen. battling to save the world together. During the battle, Hippolyta dies saving her daughter, proud of what she's done. The Flash is able to move so quickly he's mastered his powers, existing in 2 places at once. Unstoppable, he takes out an entire army by himself. Cyborg is able to overpower the Mother Boxes, taking control of them and triggering a chain reaction that destroys them, weakening Darkseid. It's ultimately a dying Batman who sacrifices himself to save the League and the world, destroying Darkseid. In the aftermath, Diana becomes the new queen of the Amazons, leading them to rejoin the outside world and restore and inspire peace. With the Amazons at her side, Diana negotiates peace between the countries of the world, unlike any in history. Arthur is recognized by the kingdoms as a true king that has helped unite the world. The skepticism over his human heritage is not only gone, but replaced with admiration. Cyborg evolves, becoming a god of the digital age, able to transform himself to look human again. Lois mourns Bruce's death. Superman looks closer, realizing that Lois is carrying Bruce's child. Lois admits it, but he already knows. Maybe he always did. He saw what he needed to see. He doesn't shy away. Instead, he embraces Lois and her unborn child. He has reason to be Clark Kent again. 20 years later now. 20 years later, a memorial commemorating the Batman's sacrifice, Commissioner Barbara Gordon asks Lois, "What are you going to tell him?" referring to Lois's son, about the truth of his father. For the first time in decades, crime is returning to Gotham, and it needs a Batman again. Various Justice League members like Martian Manhunter are now present. Lois takes her son to the Batcave and reveals the truth, that her father was Bruce Wayne and Batman. And Gotham rising from the shadows and out of the moonlight, we meet the all-new Batman. And that's the end. That is the second part of the movie. Now, I will be honest, I did not enjoy the second part nearly as much as the first part, and I don't like that the whole thing is predicated on a Maury Povich style, you are the father, you are not the father type of conversation. I feel like that could be done way better. I do like the concept of epic battles and stuff like that, but like I said, I was not as fond of the reason why they're able to save everyone is because Batman sacrifices himself. I don't know how good Batman's armor is, but if he's taking on Omega Beams straight on from Darkseid, he should be obliterated. But like I said, there are some good things here, there are some bad things here. Obviously this is not going to be what we see, even if Zack Snyder does get to continue his vision, so hopefully it has nothing to do with the Maury Povich style stuff. But a lot of this stuff looks pretty cool, and we're going to see a lot of the Knightmare scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League this upcoming Thursday. Anyways guys, you've been along for the read-along. Tell me what you think.
This is the Markham Knight, and I need you to like, comment, and subscribe.